Hey there. So I was gonna sort of put on a little show for you guys, showing some muscles while I'm still only, a week out on a low dose of tea. But the lighting in here is pretty off right now, just because it's nighttime and this web camera that's just on my MacBook seems to not really work well when there's not like sunlight. So in that case, I just decided that I would talk a little bit about why I want to be on a low dose and just speak to that so I can clear some stuff up. It's not because of anything health related or because I have any like health issues. I guess the reasons are various, and I guess, well, I mean, first of all, I should just start by saying that when I was coming to terms with being trans, I didn't even really know that if hormones were the right thing for me. I actually feel really comfortable in my body. I mean, I feel like I have a masculine body with the exception of my chest, which I definitely plan on, having chest reconstruction surgery at some point. But it's become clear lately that I'm not quite sure when that will occur because my life is sort of, the future is sort of up in the air. I'm waiting to hear back from graduate schools, so I could be living in a myriad of different places next year, and that will really dictate what surgeons I'll use, probably. So I haven't even started, on that path yet. And I think that starting tea was kind of, I kind of began to see it as something that would kind of tide me over until I could get chest surgery. And then also, when in therapy and while I was coming out to my family and friends, I got a lot of reactions along the lines of like, well, if you want to look more masculine, you should cut your hair, or if you want to try to pass as a guy, you should do this, or, like, you have all these piercings and tattoos and, like, flair, I guess. And I realized that, I mean, I'm not butch, so that's not an option for me to cut my mane here, because it holds all my power, my hair. But yeah, it's definitely my hair is like a big source of identity and pride for me, for a lot of reasons, and I definitely don't want to cut it to look more butch. So I never get mistaken for a guy. Like, it's maybe happened once, and that was just a sense that I got from the confused way the person acted. I've like never been SIR'd, and I mean, it kind of beats me because personally I feel like I don't look completely female all the time. Like, I feel like I look pretty ambiguous, but gender cues are gender cues, and perceiving gender is almost, I mean, it's subconscious, it's, almost precognitive, like, it's just not fully conscious, so I began to realize that, I'm not going to change my gender presentation. My gender presentation is and has always been, pretty much since, like, I started to claim my own identity, like, as an adolescent, and cut my hair and, had to control over my wardrobe and everything. My gender presentation has always been androgynous, and it's always going to be that way, whether I'm perceived as feminine of center or masculine of center, male or female. And so I realized that testosterone could be a way to alter those gender perceptions, by altering those gender markers, a lot of the physiological gender markers and cues, which are, more subtle than we might think. It's like thickness of your eyebrows and, the musculature in your face. And, for me, those are things, because, I mean, I have really thin hips, and you know, not a lot of body fat, and so, you know, it's kind of like the fur and like the facial structure and the low voice, that's a big one, I guess, for sure. So I started to realize that I needed to access a way to change those things, that baseline, you know, so I could perhaps in some cases be perceived as like an androgynous dude, you know, an androgynous boy. And so that's kind of the background. And then the low dose, because I mean, I've seen some results from some low dose regimes from other trans guys, and I like what I see, and I really relate to the way that those people approach their transition, you know, or process. I don't know. I don't always like using the word transition because although it's not inherently binary, but I think it's come to like really denote like, you know, going from one thing to like a complete opposite, which again is not something I really relate to, although I'm definitely transitioning from something to something else, you know. But yeah, I want it to be as slow and smooth as possible. And I know that, you know, male puberty, I have a twin brother, and his beard hasn't even fully grown in yet, and he's 25, same age as me, and it's been really cool to be able to see his growth into an adult, and still ongoing. And you know, so evidently it takes within a span of like a range of 15 years for male secondary sex characteristics to sort of fully manifest. And if, you know, whether I choose to manifest my full genetic potential of male secondary sex characteristics or not, I want the process to be slow either way, and organic, and I want to give my mind a chance to catch up with my body and to continue to catch up with my body. And also, I'm just, you know, in a sensitive social situation. I live in my hometown, the place where I grew up and I've lived my whole life, except with the exception of the years I spent at university, which was up in Burlington, Vermont. I live in Vermont and grew up in central Vermont. And, you know, I've been here since this past spring, just sort of chilling and figuring out with my partner where we want to go from here. And, you know, I definitely came back here to do a lot of self-discovery, and it's become clear that, I mean, one of the most difficult places to come out is the place you grew up, where you have a complete history of being recognized as this gender that you're actually not and never have been. And so I feel like, you know, I don't know if I'm up for the challenge, but I'm taking it on. Like, I'm clearly taking it on. So yeah, so far, I mean, it's only been like a week, but I feel like this is really the right choice, like taking it slow, and I feel like I'm gaining confidence, like, with every passing day. And yeah, I'm just psyched to continue to share this journey. So I guess that's that, and I will see you guys later. Bye.